But Shanbog Putsamaya. Properties were that of Shanbog Munvenkappa, inherited by Shanbog Putsamaya, who was the last prepositus. Now, Lord, after this, he had 8 children. Large number of properties has come into the joint family. More than the number of items runs to about 80 to 90 items. Out of this, only 10% was partitioned in the year 2001. When 2001 registered partition occurred, 10% of the properties were partitioned, 90% was left as it is.
When this partition took place in respect of 10% of the property,
Yes.
all the children joined the partition?
Properties that were included, 10% of properties that were included, did not contain the balance 90% of the properties which had been virtually suppressed by these kartas. My suit was only for properties, the balance 90% of properties which were not made subject matter of the 2001.
And stood in whose name? The property stood in whose
The
name?
properties stood in the name of Shanbog Munvenkappa.
No.
Now they have got it individually transferred in there. They have got it individually transferred in the name of Gundappa and Venkatesh Murthy. In view of the acquisition, sites were given to the joint family. Those sites were appropriated by themselves. I have made those sites as, these are all developments post-partition. Those sites, they ought to have brought it into the joint family. They neither divulged.
No, sites have been sold now.
Before I read the judgment plot, I'll just explain the facts and circumstances in which this case arose. Kindly see the genealogical tree, page 187. I'll just explain. Yes, 187. Here, but
So simple it is.
it's very complicated. But I'll try to simplify it. Yes. Kindly see, Lord, Shanbog Putsamaya. Properties were that of Shanbog Munvenkappa, inherited by Shanbog Putsamaya, who was the last prepositus. Now, Lord, after this, he had 8 children. Out of these 8 children, after his death, MP Venkatesh Murthy, first son, and Gundappa were in charge of the affairs. Accepted position blood in the pleading. MP Venkatesh Murthy and Gundappa, they were in charge of the affairs of the family. Now, Lord, large number of properties has come into the joint family. More than the number of items runs to about 80 to 90 items. Out of this, only 10% was partitioned in the year 2001. The reason was the other sons, Padmanabha, Raghunath, and Prabhu, the 3 sons, 3 daughters, 5 sons. The other 3 sons were completely in dark as to the affairs of the joint family. Now, when 2001 registered partition occurred, 10% of the properties were partitioned, 90% was left as it is. The ground for leaving as it is was 50 acres was acquired in Nagarbhavi area for BDA acquisition. In that 50 acres, compensation was received by them, which was not shared with the landowners.
Now, when this partition took place in respect of 10% of the property,
Yes.
all the children joined the partition?
The daughters were not there. But daughters could be excluded as on the law on that date. But all the sons were there, 5 sons were there. But the properties that were included, 10% of properties that were included, did not contain the balance 90% of the properties which had been virtually suppressed by these kartas. For example, it is there in the pleading blood. For example, in 1992, there were individual properties purchased by these 2 people, almost 20 to 30 items, individually, each of them. Those properties were not brought into the partition. It was agreed that it is an accepted fact that all the properties are joint family properties and arising out of joint family nucleus.
Now, where it is accepted?
That is there in the thing, in the first partition. In the first partition.
Only 10%.
10%.
Now, whether any reference is made to the remaining 90%?
No,
the partition?
it is not.
So not accepted?
Not. No, of course. They do not accept that these properties are joint family properties. It is our contention. Now, Lord, what they kindly see my plaint plot. I have culled out in detail. I will just read 2 or 3 paras in the plaint to show the sort of statement. Plaintiff submits that after searching through records, they came to know the defendant number 1 represented the joint family of late Putsamaya in the acquisition proceedings with respect to 83/1 of Nagarbavi village which went up to the Supreme Court, where defendant number one herein represented the joint family and submitted before Supreme Court of India that about 50 acres of land belongs to late Shanbhog Putsamaya were surrendered to the BDA for formation of Nagarbavi first and second stages. In this regard, plaintiff submits that defendant number one and late MP Venkatesh Murthy received the compensation award from BDA on acquisition of joint family properties. It further submits that plaintiff are entitled to the legitimate shares in the compensation by Bangalore Development Authority in respect to the acquisition of joint family properties. In this regard, Gazette notification of 82, this was the plea. Now, let's kindly see the next plea. 13.1. The Bangalore Development Authorities notified survey number properties. This was the preliminary notification. Next page was the final notification. On this, kindly see my pleadings at para 13.3, page 130. Shall I read? 13.3, yes. Page 130. It is submitted that as per final notification dated 16/8/85, the possession of survey number 82/1 of Nagarbavi village measuring was taken over by the BDA and award also was passed for said property, measuring so and so, and was notified measuring so and so. Whereas the survey number 83/1 of Nagarbavi measuring 6 acres 11 guntas was notified in the final acquisition and possession was not taken over by the BDA, passed by the wide informal note passed by the special land acquisition officer. Hence, 83/1 was free from acquisition and belongs to joint family. The copies of the award passed so and so, so and so. And therefore, Lord, like this, I pointed out that there were many survey numbers which had not been acquired, which had not been kept in the 2001 partition. My suit was only for properties, the balance 90% of properties which were not made subject matter of the 2001.
And stood in whose name? The property stood in whose
The
name?
properties stood in the name of Shanbhog, Munavenkappa.
No.
Now they have got it individually transferred in their. They've got it individually transferred in the name of Gundappa and Venkatesh Murthy. But as on the date of partition, it stood in the name of Shanbhog Venkappa, Munavenkappa and Shanbhog Putsamaya.
As of now, it stands in the name of
The individual names. As on 2000,
party purchasers.
some are third party purchasers, some are third party. Now, interestingly, what has happened? Kindly see this one. Kindly see one more para. Then I'll come to the point of view. Kindly see 18.1. In view of the acquisition, sites were given to the joint family. Those sites were appropriated by themselves. I have made those sites as these are all developments post-partition. Those sites, they ought to have brought it into the joint family. They neither divulged.
No, sites have been sold now.
Some sites are sold, many sites are remaining with them. This is, yes, this is another nature of acquisition, another nature of diversion of the properties.
No, sites have not been sold yet.
Sites have not been sold,
Not yet.
not yet sold.
Stands in the name of the preserve.
Stands in the name of the. Then, Lord, another interesting factor is, kindly see 18.4. How there is defalcation by the Karta. Para number 22. Just one instance. Para number 22, page 148. Shall I read? The plaintiff submits that out of the income of from the joint family properties, out of the nucleus of joint family funds and sale of joint family properties, late Shanbhog Putsamaya and late Venkatesh Murthy also purchased following properties, item number 1 to 16, all situated in Chundungappa village, Tavarekere Taluk 3, Bangalore South Taluk as hereunder. Now, Lord, kindly see item number. Kindly see item number 22.4.
There are 15, 16 registered sale deeds
Yes.
which have been executed somewhere in 2006 and 7.
No, kindly see the next page, man. That's why I wanted to show your lordships. Kindly
What
see
the
the,
purchasers are doing, still it is vacant or some development?
it is still vacant. There is nothing.
Purchasers are not done anything.
No. But actually, 3 sale deeds are of 2006-7. Almost 10 sale deeds are of 92. Pre-partition. That will not kindly see at page 150. Next page.
You can't do anything.
No, what has happened? They have not brought it to the notice of the Kartas.
92 sale deed.
Yes,
the
purchase deed. Purchase deed. Of Venkatesh Murthy and Putsamaya. That will not 150, page 150, top portion. For a moment. 150, about 22.5. Kindly see. About 22.5. Sale deed dated 19/3/92. Then 22.5, item number 5. 16/8, purchased by Venkatesh Murthy. Single sale deed dated 19/3/92. Item number 6, sale deed dated 19/3/92. Item number 7, sale deed dated 94. Item number 8, sale deed dated 14/5/92. Item number 9, 96, 1996. So therefore, my lord,
Is it your case that you are not party to any of the sale deeds?
I am not party to any of the sale deeds. And the Karta could not defalcate or divert these numbers, these properties. He had to honestly bring forth. He is aware. Karta is aware. He ought to have honestly brought forth
You
the
admit
details.
admit the fact that he was a karta?
We admit the fact that Venkatesh Murthy and Gundappa were in charge of the affairs. Then, my lord, there are instances I have minutely narrated how these properties were acquired, date of acquisition, why they were not brought into the family partition. Unfortunately, learned
Court says, what the court says?
court dismissed it under 7-11.
Allowed.
Allowed the 7-11 and dismissed the
Reason.
Reason is, Lord, I produced the translated copy for easier. This kindly. There is. I'm not. This is interestingly, this is artificial intelligence generated translation, which is very good. Court does not notice any of these circumstances, Lord. All these were mixed questions of law and fact, whether it was suppressed or not, whether there was diversion or not. Shall I read, Lord? Para 12. Main contention of the counsel for the defendant is that ancestral property of the entire family were divided among the wife and children of the deceased Shanbo Kutsamaya on 2/3/2001. Unless the said division is cancelled, Lord, we had not asked for partition of any
Your
portion.
claim is for undivided.
Well, undivided. And then court says, upon examining the content, it is noted that plaintiff along with others was a party to the division deed, and their respective shares were mentioned in pages 10 to 22. Since the division deed dated 2/3/2001 has not been cancelled, suit seeking a share in the remaining properties is barred by limitation. The counsel for the defendant presented the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court in so and so. Then not para 13.
Notice.
Yes, not let them not alienate the properties. That
Are
is-
they alienating?
They are here, they are. Because
You had the benefit of interim order before the trial court?
really, no, not it was as soon as the notice was issued, they filed the 7-11 and got it dismissed immediately.
The third party purchasers can't be restrained at this juncture.
No, not at least let the defendants, the chief defendants,
Who are those?
they are respondents 1 to 9, I think. Respondents 1 to 8. Remaining are purchasers.
But then it's